everybody, and welcome to the Beings of the Light with Kimberley, Patreon channeling with Ascendant Master Lakeshma. So today we have Isabel. Hello, Isabel.
Hi.
We also have some questions as well coming in that Isabel will read out. Okay, so today's session is part of the Patreon community. And yes, if you haven't heard these sessions before, Ascendant Master Lakeshma is actually from Atlantis, and she brings forth new earth teachings for us to assist us, because it's a parallel what's occurring in Atlantis is what is occurring now. Okay, so I'm going to go into trance, so I'll invite Lakeshma to come through me, and then after the session we'll have a little debrief as well about any experiences. All right, everybody, we'll see you all on the other side. Hello, my dear one. Hello, all that's watching. I'm Ascendant Master Lakeshma coming through, my dear child.
Hello, Lakeshma.
I'm seeing out of Kimberley's eyes a beautiful ocean. Such beauty is the ocean, such beauty is water. Water is powerful, water is magical. Water was a big aspect of our time in Atlantis, but all the elements are in your time, depending on where you are living. They're all magical elements to assist you. And I'm very excited to come through once again to discuss how you relate to Gaia and how you relate to the new earth which is now upon you. What a magnificent time to be alive. Gaia is shifting, you are shifting, the collective consciousness is shifting. This is a very exciting time for human evolution. Not just the consciousness, but you as the human. Your evolutionary journey is taking another step. Some of you see this in the physical body. Past that lay dormant in the human body, in the human DNA, in the human brain, lay dormant, ready for it to be activated for your next stage of evolutionary journey that all ties into the divine time. And this time is now. Those parts are being activated as you go through this next stage of human evolution. Just know you are truly advanced. If you did not know that now already, you as the human more advanced than you can ever realize. My dear one, thank you for being here today, my dear child.
You are so welcome. Always happy to connect with you, Lakeshma.
And you feel my presence around you. I'm always with you, my dear one.
Yes, I love it. I love hanging out with you. Hey, Lakeshma, can I ask you a question? Did you have wine at your time and like vineyards in the city?
We have different forms of wine. It's different wine to how you see wine in your time history, in your perception. Different techniques, modalities, but we use this for various fruits of Gaia, not just wine, but other plants. We utilize and harness the power of Gaia.
Oh, and then did you
use the grapes? We did ferment the grape,
okay.
but it was more for, we would say, rituals that we would use this wine, as we saw the wine as sacred. We saw the wine, we would say in your terminology, to assist in certain aspects of ritual nature that we underwent.
Okay.
We utilized all of nature with our knowledge of Gaia. As it increased, we utilized more of the elements of Gaia, as Gaia brought these things to us to assist us.
Now you talk a lot about how you used water as the element. Did you work with air and fire?
We understood the importance of the elements. However, due to our geography nature of us being with water, we were a water nation. Water was our main focus. Although we combined certain elements in ritual, in ceremonies, throughout the different timelines, we combined the aspects. However, water was always the focal point, because water is pure divine. It is the gateway to all that is, to the oneness of all that is, to what is within you as a microcosm of water, as you as a microcosm of Gaia. Water contains the energy of all that is as it flows through. It is boundless. It can be imprinted like codes. There is many, we would say, functions for water, not just to nourish you. It also contains source codes, which you can imprint also to assist in many areas, to assist in your healing modalities, to assist you in your enlightenment journey. Water is the carrier of the divine. You have that readily available to you, no matter if you live near the ocean or you bring forth water from your home to your infrastructure that is in your society. Water is always readily available to you.
When you were doing the rituals, it was to enlighten you, to get you in alignment.
We had different rituals. One of the main rituals was to give thanks. To give thanks to all that we acquired, to give thanks to Gaia, to give thanks to the magic of all that is. Yes, there were those of us who would say in your terminology, in the priestess areas throughout all the different timelines of Atlantis, where we utilize this for different outcomes, whether it was for healing, whether it was for, we would say, we termed it as oracle reading, to assist us connect to the beings of the light. Use it in many different ways, in different combinations. We understood the power of giving thanks to Gaia. We did have this connection. However, as our civilization grew, and it grew to include the knowledge and the influence of galactic beings, this also evolved. And our society reflected that in more enlightened state that we developed through the knowledge, through the connection. It was the first wave of Great Awakening. What is occurring right now is quite similar to what is occurring, what has occurred in Atlantis. The Great Awakening of man is now occurring now in your time continuum. Although this ancient knowledge was known, much of it was lost. Much of the knowledge was kept within a few. But now it is time, as part of your evolutionary journey, you are transcending the dreams within the illusion that limits you. You are recognizing your true limitless nature, your powerful nature. You are now able to see the power of Gaia even more. Our intention is to bring this forth into human collectiveness, to bring this information forth to assist you as a collective as well as an individual. There are collectives on your planet who know of the power of Gaia, and some of you know, but some of you disregard it. But just know, Gaia brings forth all of this to assist in your evolution. We had this knowledge and this power also, the Ascension Teachings which were passed down to us. We have the knowledge of Gaia and the galactic knowledge that was passed down to us. And this will occur in your collective consciousness. One of the major steps as you go through the process of transcending duality into oneness, part of that process will be the knowledge of galactic beings. As you manage the emotions from this, and you allow this information to absorb into your belief systems, that's when true oneness will occur. For now, as a human race, you'll still see separation. Once you know there are other beings out there, not just in an individual level, but on a collective level, knowledge being open in your society, you will see yourself more of oneness. And this will assist in the process. And this will occur. It's all happening in divine time. And now that you're at the vibrational level as a collective, you're in that stage of evolution where this information will come forth. It is the great awakening of man. Tapping into all the powers of Gaia, tapping into all the powers of the universe. This is why you are here. You chose to be human, to experience both, the powers to remember the knowledge of the universe, for the universe resides in you. You are the universe. With all the knowledge that Gaia brings to you. No other being living outside of Earth has this extra knowledge. Gaia brings you this information to assist in your evolutionary journey, to remember just who you truly are.
Thank you, Lakeshma. Eventually, we'll remember who we truly are, a little bit at a time.
That's how it works. You're in the process. You're in the, we would say, the transition phase from a newer dimension into the newer dimension. Because you are in this transition, you are feeling from both sides. You're experiencing reality from both sides. And only the advanced can be here in this transition. This is why you are here. It is not easy if you are not advanced to transition between the two. Even if you're not conscious of it, you have the ability, you have the tools within you to move through this transition, not only empowering your life in this transition, but those of you watching this, you also have these abilities to also help the transformation, help the transition for others in your own unique divine ways as light workers. Always from the heart, living from the heart center. Heart center is the bridge of all of consciousness, the bridge of the universe. You're tapping into the microcosm of the source aspect of you, to the whole universe which you are a microcosm of. Your heart is the gateway. For many eons, the gateway for man has been the human mind. In your perspective, in your illusion, you have driven your reality based on the human ego and the human mind. But this is limited. For your true potential lies in the heart center, because here you can tap into all of the universe and your soul self.
Which, you know, if I had to describe heart center versus the mind and the ego, I would have to say it's heart center is no fear. It's just love and compassion. And the ego is, well, you should do this and it should be this way, or it could be this way, or it's more fear-based. And that's how I would explain it to somebody. Because they're like, what is heart-centered? And I'm like, well, it's the base of love and there's no fear. So you can accept what is, whatever it is. Is that what you guys taught at your time? Or was everyone heart-centered?
When you had the Ascension Teachings passed down to us, due to the nature of our human evolution, we were not as advanced as you in that time. And we would say that our perspectives, let's just say, were more basic than you are now in your multidimensional aspects. We still very much relied on our minds, our ego, our identity as a woman, as a man. Our identities played a major part. It was all tied into our human ego. But things shifted when the Ascension Teachings were brought forth to us, and there was a shift in our consciousness, to the knowing of galactic beings and the knowing of our power. Through time, in your perception of time, we're able to integrate this information. And just like what is occurring now, aspects of our human DNA, human brain, individual and collective consciousness was activated, and we moved through that evolutionary journey. So yes, we had much to learn, for we were not as advanced as you are now. We integrate all this information to become more and more advanced, not just only in our civilization, but also in our consciousness. But yes, the heart center is the gateway. The heart center is who you truly are. If you want to tap into source self that you are, it is through the heart. If you want to tap into the oneness, it is through the heart. If you want to tap in just to the human, it is the mind. If you want to transcend that and tap into the unlimited power that you are, it is through the heart. For it is in the heart where you transcend the stories within the dream, within this illusion of your reality. You start to live life in an expanded way, knowing that there is only love. And there are only perspectives. That everything is neutral. There is no wrong. There is no right. Everyone is love and everyone is perfect. And they are all playing roles for your evolutionary journey or for the evolutionary journey for others, for Gaia itself. Everyone has a role to play in this enlightenment journey. Through the heart center, you are able to let go of the conditioning of the human, the conditioning of the stories that has been absorbed in the human ego consciousness, we would say, from the time you were born, time experienced with your family, all the groups within your life. And not just that, but all the, we would say, stories and conditionings from the collective consciousness in which you are still tied to. As you are in this certain collective consciousness in a certain dimension, you absorb also these frequencies into your consciousness as a human. But as now as a human collective consciousness is moving out of these dimensions, you are transcending this conditioning. So yes, to live who you truly are is to live more into the heart. This will be able to help you to transcend this conditioning that limits you. And we understand in your world, in much of history, the creation of your reality and your perception of reality is to control the conditions, to control your life, to be from the human mind. Because the notion of duality existed, very much so. And if there is duality and separation, then one must control their life from the mind. But now duality is being transcended into oneness through high dimensions you are now entering. And as such, there is no need to control your life with your mind. And we notice it's hard. It's been eons of conditioning, not just in this lifetime, but you are the advanced beings who are here now. You are able to transcend this. You wouldn't be here otherwise. By going to the heart, you are able to manage this transition within yourself. Of course, this conditioning is also strong. Of course, it's going to happen when you fall back into this old conditioning, into the fear, into the judgment, into the stories that are within your illusion. But by living in the heart center, by being in the present moment, you will be able to be witness to this conditioning, to witness it occurring, and to be able to bring it back to the heart center and shine light and love on your transition journey. For your body is also divine. Your body, your human body, is also ascending with the collective consciousness. And as such, it does shed and transmutes conditioning systems, matrix systems that no longer serves you as you go up to higher dimensions. It's all the process. This is why we're coming through these teachings, and many of us are bringing forth similar stories, similar information, similar themes. Many of us are repeating this information, for this information needs to be absorbed into your belief systems, because there is just so much conditioning. But with practice on your end, in combination with this knowledge, you can really start to live from the heart center, even if those around you are not consciously able to do that. You'll be able to be still in peace in knowing that they are on their evolutionary journey and they are also just as advanced as you. It just may not be their role to be conscious of it. For they may be playing a part that you are not aware of. They may be triggering a process within you. How advanced is it to be unaware of who you truly are, but also playing the role to trigger people. It's another aspect of the light worker. And those that came here chose to play that role. They chose not to remember. But those of you watching this, you did choose to remember.
Yay! So I have 2 questions for you. Can we have advice on how to better differentiate love-based spiritual guidance in the view of oneness from fear-based urges to control the outcomes, or from the egoic or ego mind, attachment to certain ends?
Do you mind just repeating that question, my dear one?
I know, right? I'm sorry. It's me, Lakeshma. All right.
You are perfect, my dear one.
Can you ask for advice on how to better differentiate love-based spiritual guidance in the view of oneness from fear-based urges to control the outcomes, or from the ego mind attachment to certain ends?
Love-based actions. It's from the heart, from the feeling. You'll be able to know if it's heart-based. By being in the present moment, you will know if it is guidance from the heart, from us, or if it is from your conditioning out of fear. What is your vibrational state? What are you feeling? This is your guide. If you feel frequencies of love, those of you sensitive enough will be able to be in the present moment and know of your frequency. There are just 2 frequencies, love and fear, in the human story. Of course, if you take the human story away, there is just but love. But you experiencing your evolutionary journey, you will experience these 2 aspects to assist you in the human evolution of humanity. When it will get to a stage where there will be just love, but until you get there, you will experience fear because you are still in the illusion. So there are 2 vibrations, love and fear, in your dream. So what are you experiencing? Are you experiencing love or fear? Everything is an aspect of this. Do you feel joy? Do you feel happy? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel sad? Do you feel bored? Do you feel angry? Do you feel hurt? There's many emotions in the frequencies of these 2 aspects. If you have an urge and you're in a, we would say, in a fear-based vibration, then that is not guidance, that is an urge. Of course, it is all happening for your highest good. If you act on this, it is still for your highest good. It's there to teach you something. You do not have to be resistant on taking the right choice or not. Just know whatever choice you make, if it's fear-based or love-based, it will eventually bring you back to love. It's about being in the present moment, and you will know the guidance. When you're in a vibration of love, you will receive our guidance. You will receive information in an expanded way. So if you're in the present moment, and you know you're feeling good and you receive this information, you know it's for your highest good. There may be some fear, but you push past the fear. If you're having an urge and you feel like doing an action to make you feel good, although it's not on the path to love, if you take that action, not being aware that you're in a fear-based vibration, you take it anyway, you'll be shown, you'll be given a test. That's all it does. And you have the choice to go through this test and come back to love. Just follow it and everything will still happen for your highest good. It's here to show you love. If you're in the present moment and you know that is in fear, then you can make that decision. You can make that choice of love. If you recognize it, that you are in the vibration of fear, you'll have the knowing that taking that action is not necessary, because you are able to change your perspective of that of oneness and that of a heart frequency. And if you can do that, you'll find that urge will go away. And you find you will not have to do that test because you've been brought back to love with just the conscious awareness of the present moment of what is occurring. So either way, you will always come back to love if you have the expanded view and if you can see that what is occurring for you is always for the greater good, for your greater good. And if that means you must go through tests, then so be it. The universe, all of us are here to assist you. You also chose to explore certain aspects of life, certain aspects that are contrasting, but you chose this so you can expand into oneness, into love, into the knowing of who you truly are, and to know not just how you truly are, that you are powerful, but to come into the realization that all around you, that all beings are all love and perfect also.
Thank you, Lakeshma. What is the easiest way to communicate telepathically given our vibrations, light workers?
It is through the oneness. Go into your heart. There are many stories within the stories. The most powerful form of telepathy, of communication, is through the non-physical. And that is through the oneness connection. Connecting to the realization that you are one and connecting to the oneness of another. Of course, there are other techniques that some people do have due to their, we would say, Akashic records in the divine blueprint, due to their missions here, due to the lives they may have lived on other worlds and that are living. They have particular, would say, abilities that go beyond the oneness and can do it in human form to another. True communication is through oneness, through the realization of oneness. Send love. To do this, one must be in a heightened frequency. One must have the belief systems that this can be possible. If you're still confined to the perspective that you are limited, then it is not possible. Everything is possible if you believe it is so. Once you have the belief, connect to your source self. You may envision someone. Envision that person in the oneness of you. See this person as you. Recognize that you are one and the same. Send this person your love vibration. Send this person your intention that you want to connect. They may not be conscious of it, but their higher selves, the source selves, will know of this connection. Those of you sensitive enough will be able to remember the conversation. Some of you may disregard it because you do not understand it. Connect to the oneness. See this person as you. See this person is perfect. Make the intention to connect and communicate, but through the heart. Practice. Bring forth communications based in love. Experiment. This happens, this will occur in the collective consciousness when duality is transcended. The language, the human language, is still based in duality. There will be a stage in the new earth as it transcends. When oneness will be realized in your collective consciousness, language will no longer be needed, for there will just be oneness, and you'll be able to communicate on the non-physical level because you'll recognize that you are non-physical. You'll recognize there is just oneness. Of course, through that time, there may be introductions of, we would say, galactic technologies, perhaps in your timelines. They might take different, we would say, avenues with this and experimentation with this. But with or without this technology, anyone can connect if they are able to transcend duality into oneness. You can connect and discuss and communicate with all living aspects. All living aspects is universal life force energy. That is source energy. You all have the ability, but you just do not believe it is so. If you're unable at this stage to practice communicating to another human, practice communicating to an animal, to a tree, to a bird, to a plant. All has life force. And do not feel doubt if the other person is not conscious of it, has no recollection of it. It may not be for their highest good to know at this stage. Due to their evolutionary journey, does not mean the communication didn't go ahead. For the source aspects of all of you, understand all the communication that is going on, whether the human mind is aware of it or not. So practice the oneness. See yourself in relations to your brothers and sisters as the one being, as perfect, as source, as projections of one another, because you are all source. Practice this with these belief systems. With practice, you'll get to the next stage. And from here, you will be able to connect to the oneness of all that is, which includes your brothers and sisters, which includes all of us.
Thank you, Lakeshma.
You are highly advanced. All you need to do is connect to the oneness, although it sounds simple enough in the steps. It is a process that's different to everybody due to their vibrational level and their belief systems and their conditionings. In our time Atlantis, as because you are not as advanced as you are now, we utilize galactic crystals to assist in our communications to the non-physical. But now in your timelines, you do not need such technologies. It may be fun to play with technologies once they come into your existence, but it is not necessary. It may speed up the journey for you for this communication method. However, the evolution of humanity will be in a point where no language will be needed. No spoken word will be needed. This is what is occurring now. You have entered into this shift, the transcendence of duality into oneness. And how exciting is that? Never before in the evolution of humanity has been at this stage. You truly are in the Great Awakening, which is here. Anything else you'd like to discuss today, my dear child?
No, Lakeshma. Oh, I love your book, by the way. Kimberley posts little blurbs about it. I just wanted to share with you. I really enjoy reading it. So thank you.
My dear one, it is all coming forth in divine timing to match the vibrations of Gaia and to match the rising vibrations of Kimberley, of this channel. This is why nothing has to be rushed. Nothing has to be forced. You will be guided to do all activities in its divine time. With this book, it does entail the Ascension Teachings to assist you in this transition, just like I am doing now through this method, direct method. My dear child, know that I'm always with you, and all of you that are watching this, know that I'm always with you, always. We are always here for you. Connect. Connect to your source self and connect to Gaia. Utilize both forces of the human power, which is Gaia, and all that she delivers for you to assist in your human evolution, and also connect to your source self to also assist in your human evolution by the remembering of oneness. My dear one, thank you for watching. It is not by accident you are here. You have the calling, and we will be there. Until next time, my dear ones. Hi, I'm back. How did you find the session?
Good. I love Lakeshma. Love her. She's awesome.
Was there anything specifically that stood out to you?
Actually, for you, that you are increasing in your vibration. And, everything is divine timing, but, I thought that was interesting because you told me that. You felt it, right? And then she confirmed it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why with the book, I guess, human conditioning, we can say, okay, I'm doing this thing and I have to do it, certain time periods, I have to do it every day, but, I guess I've been guided to so many activities that it's okay. You don't have to be focused on one and then finish it. You can actually spread yourself to many activities.
Yep.
All leading to the one thing, they're all assisting you. And you may not see it. You might wonder why something might be taking long and your focus is somewhere else, but there's its timing behind that. So, yeah, it's all good, exciting. And I love Lakeshma, of course.
I know.
I'm very attracted to the water, obviously, because I'm right here on the beach. But yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining today, Isabel. And those of you watching, if you want to participate on these channelings, you can find us on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Beings of the Light with Kimberley. And if you want more information about me and what I do and other services that I provide, also if you want to access some of our free channeling videos, that's actually up on YouTube. I have all those on our new website, and that website is www.beingsofthelight.com. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Love and light. I love you all. Until next time, see you later.
Bye.